Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to the TGM Weekly Market video update. Today we're at our Liss, Illinois facility, which for those of you who don't know, Liss is roughly 18 miles southeast of Effingham. This is the site of our largest project ever within TGM. So without me talking a whole lot further, I'm going to kick it over to Ken Meinhardt, our grain division manager, and Josh Wallen, our region manager here and also location manager. So first off, Ken, why don't you tell us a little bit about your career with the FS system and maybe a little bit about your career here with TGM and the stuff you've been building here in the last several years.
Okay, well, I've been in the FS system for 30 years. The first 25 years of it, I was in ag retail. Been with TGM since 2020. Started out as a region area type manager, and I've been the grain division manager here for the last couple of years. I oversee all the operations and our service crews and our truck driving fleet and whatnot.
And Ken's been acting as really the general contractor on this project, just like he did our Neoga project. And previous to that, gas stations, feed mills, everything under the sun. So really Ken is very operations centric. He's got it together as far as coordinating projects and progress and hitting timelines. And so really Ken's been the driving force here at a lot of these TGM expansion projects we've had over the course of the last 5 years or so. Josh, what about you? What's your history with TGM? What's your role here with the company?
Yeah, so I'm Josh Wallen. I've been at Liss here for about a little over 10 years actually already. My role, location manager, day-to-day operations, merchandising, marketing, trying to buy grain off the farm for customers here, keep the employees busy day in, day out, and then help Ken out wherever I can around here as far as Liss. And then also I oversee Newton, Ingraham, Watson, and Louisville locations operationally there as well.
Got it. All right, so back to why we're here. We're at Liss. Again, this is the site of a large construction project. From a strategy standpoint, we really like Liss because we can connect with this project 2 different rail lines. We'll have access to the Canadian National, which used to be the IC, the Illinois Central, that goes from Illinois down to Mississippi and further to the Gulf. And we're also going to connect with the Indiana Railroad to the south of us here. And that's going to connect us to the CSX markets, which feeds the Southeast poultry market for the most part. So strategy-wise, we can hit 2 different markets with Liss and this expansion. But let's get into the nuts and bolts of this project, Ken. Why don't you tell us what is going on behind us? We have some new shiny stuff, a building. What happened here? What is it?
Okay, so essentially what we're doing is we're building our first shuttle rail loop type loader system here. We've in the background you'll see we've got 2 760,000 bushel grain storage tanks. We've got 2 50,000 bushel small blending style tanks. We're going to have 3 dump pits at this facility. We're going to have 2 main dumps they're 1,000 bushel dumps. They're going to take grain away at 30,000 bushel an hour each. And our smaller dump is on the backside, and it's a 500 bushel pit with roughly 25,000 bushel an hour uptake there. As far as the rail loader itself, it's going to be a bulk weigher system that's going to load out rail at 60,000 bushel an hour. We really anticipate on getting unit trains in here, never unhooking from the loco, and loading those trains out in 7 to 8 hours and sending it back to the destination that it needs to go to. So the elevator itself, we're very far along in the construction standpoint of it. We're probably 95% complete. We really anticipate that the elevator itself will be tested and ready to go sometime in July. You'll see here in a little bit that dirt work is actively taking place. Our contractor, Sierra Bravo, I think we've got 9 inches of rain since they've moved on site, so they've been battling the mud and whatnot that came along with all the rain. We really anticipate them being done by mid-July with all the dirt and sub-ballast work. Rail contractor is going to get awarded here in the next 24 hours. And our anticipation is, and the expectation is that rail loop will be ready and completed by the first week of September. So we really feel like by harvest, we'll be ready to go, both from an intake and of grain and shipping out on the rail.
Yeah, it looks done when I look at it. I think there's some electrical components yet to wire up. But other than that, it's completed. And, Ken mentioned the 2 pits plus the other pit. So really 3 new pits here. And we still have the existing elevator. So Josh, that brings us to 5
total pits. 100,000 an hour
receiving. Okay.
Yep,
so how are we going to digest that? I mean, I guess the viewers can't see, but there's a new scale house and traffic flow.
Correct. We're going to have a whole new traffic flow coming off the highway. You're going to go to the west side of the property, come down, get probed, get weighed, go to your corresponding pit, go to the old outbound scale to weigh out, or go to the new one to weigh out as well.
Yeah, and you know, with that traffic flow, we realize we're right here on a major highway. Ken's been in contact with some, you know, department officials to try to get some highway widening done here the next few years to try to make this a safe experience for everybody involved. So, with that, let's go up top and let's take a look at the dirt work. Okay, as promised, we are up top here looking at the dirt work now. Ken, why don't you tell us again what we're looking at?
Okay, so essentially the dirt work crews, they're finishing skimming off the topsoil. They're removing the topsoil and relocating it. Then we're going to dig out our borrow pit and repack everything to build up our rail bed with clay. They should be finishing up with this sometime mid to next week with the skimming and the dirt work, and they'll start laying down rock by the end of next week. Still anticipate the initial dirt work and rock ballast to be completed by mid-July so that we can bring the rail contractor in and start him mid-July with a 1st of September completion date on the rail loop.
And we say a loop. How big's a loop? How many feet track is this going to be?
So it's 9,100 feet of track, including the connections. It'll hold roughly 115 rail cars.
Okay, I think it's 7,600 feet of actual loop there to hold those 115 plus the locos. So with that, anything else to add, Josh, from up top here?
No, we're excited. Come visit us.
All right. We will skip the market update for the week as we're getting lengthy enough, but China still hasn't showed up and actually bought anything, but we'll visit again next week and see if that's changed. Thank you.